Ninjago has always made phenomenal sets. Well, most of the time anyway, and especially in its first few years, they just had an unmatched level of awesomeness and detail. Last month we took a look at every Ninjago set from the pilot season, and today, instead of just looking at every set, we're going to spice things up a bit by ranking every Ninjago Season 1 set, from worst to best of course, and stick around until the end to find out which sets are the best, and also to participate in a little contest. Without further ado, let's go! So I'll start by ranking all of the spinner sets first, since they're kind of in their own category. I'm also including the little booster packs here since they are substantial enough to count as their own sets. It was kind of hard to rank these little blister pack sets because they're all very small, but my least favourites here would have to be the Kendo Cole booster pack, the Kendo J booster pack, Baitar booster pack, and the Lloyd booster pack. No, scratch that. My least favourites are actually the standard J and Zane booster packs. I don't really get the point of these little pack things. Well, I do. It's to theoretically give a little boost to your spinners, which is why they have the little spinner crowns and such. But it really annoys me that Zane and JZX never got their own spinners. Neither did Kendo J or Cole. But Kendo Kai and Zane did get spinners, and so did ZX, Cole and Kai. I just think it's kind of inconsistent. Like, why does Kai get 3 spinners this season, but J only gets 1 and Cole and Zane get 2? Very strange distribution. I'll also throw in Lazaro here, though I do think he's better than the other booster packs because he is at least an exclusive figure. Same goes for Mesmo. I just think the whole wave is pretty confusing when you have 3 types of ninja with their NRG suits, ZX suits, and Kendo suits. And some come in spinner sets, some come in booster packs, and some come in more than one set, whilst others don't even get a single spinner. But anyway, moving up the list now, in a worst to best order, we have the blister packs for Snapper, Lasher, Fang Sui, the Spinjitzu Starter Set, Kai ZX, Kendo Zane, Slitherer, Spitter, Samurai X, Fangdom, ZX Lloyd, NRG Cole, Zane, J, and finally my favourite spinner set is Weapon Pack, with NRG Kai and Choken, which makes this the 16th best Ninjago set from Season 1. I like the look of the Season 1 spinners, which have been updated since the pilot season, and I especially like the transparent ones with the custom crown pieces on top. My only problem is once again how the figures are distributed. Why do Rattler and Kendo Kai come with their spinners in 2 sets each, but Kendo Cole and J don't even get a spinner each? Strange. Also, supposedly the whole reason they aged Lloyd up in the show was so they could give him a spinner, even though Choken, a character with small legs like young Lloyd, already has a spinner. Although I can see why the Serpentine Generals and Samakai in the previous season did not get them. But that kind of wraps up the spinner section of this video and brings us to the 2 sets that combine standard set and spinner. So they kind of make a nice segue, form a bit of a bridge if you will between the 2 styles of Ninjago sets in Season 1. The first set here is simply called Training Set. This features Kendo Kai as well as a little build for him to interact with. Not a whole lot going on here, but there are some character cards, which is also something I should touch on. In the pilot and first numbered season of Ninjago, almost every character had a playing card. Some of the notable exceptions were Samakai and the Serpentine Generals. Here is a little showcase of my current Ninjago card collection. As you can imagine, acquiring them in 2024 can be rather difficult. I really love the artwork depicted on these cards, as they really gave every character so much more depth and backstory. Anyway, moving on to the 14th best set, we have the Spinner Battle, which is honestly very similar to the previous set. It's also similar to the Spinjitzu Starter Pack, so much in fact that it includes both Kendo Kai and his spinner from the former set, and Rattler and his respective spinner from the latter. The arena here is pretty basic, with a large snake and dragon as entertaining side builds. The figure choice, however, brings this set down in my not so humble opinion. Now we are finally moving on to the section dedicated to regular, standard, plain vanilla Ninjago sets, if you can call them standard and plain vanilla. Most of them are anything but. In 13th place is my first ever Lego Ninjago set, the Venomari Shrine. This set is small and simple, but it gets the job done. It comes with Zane, which makes him my first ever Ninjago minifigure, and it certainly looks like my Zane has been to the underworld and back. The shrine has a fun little play feature and includes a Venomari staff. It's not very big, but size isn't always everything. I'm referring to Lego, of course. Next up is the infamous Fangpire mech set. This is one of the very few Ninjago sets from the early seasons that is actually inaccurate to the show, as there is no Fangpire mech in the TV show. However, this is kind of similar to the Fangpire robot from episode 3, but that looks completely different. I've heard a lot of complaints about the design of this one, like the legs are too straight, the claws suck, blah blah blah, but in the designer's defense, they wanted it to look like a snake and not a dinosaur, which is understandable. I really don't think it looks too bad. I love all the shaping on all the snake-headed vehicles, very ahead of their time in my opinion, and I don't mind the awkward shape of it. Going by release order, this was the very first Ninjago mech ever, so look, come on, cut it some slack. The included figures are Fang Sui and Kendo Cole. Would have been a great opportunity to include a spinner for Kendo Cole here. Just saying. The 11th best set is my second or third ever Ninjago set, the original Jay's Stormfighter. Mine has become a victim of time and hence is missing a lot of pieces and stickers, but it's still in serviceable shape and the play feature kind of works. I'm honestly surprised the rubber band here has outlived some of the other pieces. The included figures are JZX with no shoulder pads sadly, and Snapper, my least favourite member of the Serpentine. There is also the standard small shrine that they love to throw in all of these early Ninjago sets. And I do like the look of this one. It's a classic, but of course the Legacy version does a great job at making it look bad. In 10th place is Ninjago's second motorbike, Kai's Blade Cycle. This is to me the epitome of Ninjago motorbikes, the pinnacle if you will. They nailed the look here. It's bulky but still sleek, and the stickers really add to it. As well as that, it has a nice and somewhat unexpected play feature, and I think it actually achieved the shaping and everything a lot better than the Legacy version did, which is pretty rare. The included figures are the super awesome ZX Kai and Rattler. Oh yeah, and another little shrine build. The 9th spot goes to my second or third ever Ninjago set, Lash's Bite Cycle. I got this and the Stormfighter at the same time, so I don't know which counts as second and which is third. Anyway, my copy of this has a glaring lack of stickers. Probably because I either lost the sticker sheet or possibly even ate it. Who knows? It could be in another country by now. But you don't need any makeup to make this one look good. This set is also beautifully crafted, like the other Snake vehicles, except here the head is copy pasted onto a bike, not a car or whatever. But I really do like it. In this one you get Lasher and Cole ZX, as well as yet again a little shrine-like side build. Now I want to bring up the competition I mentioned before. Instead of guessing a set this time, I want you to caption this image of Chokin, and the funniest comment will be included in the next part of this video. Nothing inappropriate please, but anything strange or unusual is accepted as long as it's funny. Oh, and please don't say a giant ham sandwich. Make something up yourself. Good luck to all of you. Number 8 is the second ever Ninjago mech, the original Samurai X mech, which was released in the latter half of 2012. Once again a set that looks ahead of its time. This easily could have been released in 2013, 14 or even 2015 and would have still looked modern. The parts usage is brilliant here, with the train cow catchers used as shoulder pads and the cannon on the shoulders. And of course the minifig selection is nice, giving us our second Nia and still one of her best minifigs to this day, as well as Baitar and Snike, the last one there being exclusive to this set. There is also a fun little catapult for them. Pretty incredible for one of Ninjago's very first mechs. Number 7 is the first vehicle made exclusively for Cole, his race car-like thing which appears in the Cole's Tread Assault set. I really like the look of this one. It was the first in a long line of four-wheeled vehicles for Cole, and it does the job well. It has a few play features, including one where it can flip over to infiltrate the Serpentine's headquarters, because they totally wouldn't notice this vehicle that looks nothing like any of their other machines. The minifigs are pretty good, ZX Cole and the awesome scales, with this set being the cheapest way to get a Serpentine General minifigure. I love the look of this one. It comes off a lot more like a race car than most other Ninja vehicles that go for more of a buggy kind of approach. In 6th place we have the Rattlecopter, Ninjago's second helicopter and actually one of their best looking. It's yet again a snake head glued on the front of a vehicle, but it looks so great here, and the building techniques are insane, like the use of the Knights' helmets as engines and the spinner crowns on the literal tail of the helicopter. You get ZX Kai and Fang Sui again, as well as young Lloyd and the Constricti staff, which is interesting because the Constricti did not get physical figures until the second wave of Season 1 sets, so this may have been teasing them. Entering the top 5 we have the Fangpire Truck Ambush. It's here for basically the same reasons as all the other Fangpire vehicles, but this one is bigger than the others so far and includes Zane's snowmobile as a side build, which makes sense because if it was released on its own it would have been tiny. But the main draw of this set is and has always been the minifigures. JZX, Zane ZX, Fang Dam, but most importantly Fang Tum, who is exclusive here and is one of the most valuable Ninjago minifigures, in turn making this set very hard to acquire if you want it new and sealed. And I think this set is a very solid build with a very solid side build and it's accentuated by a very solid minifigure selection. Number 4 is the Destiny's Bounty, the original Destiny's Bounty. The build is easy to look down upon now that there have been around 10 or so versions of this vehicle, but it was good for its time and my favourite part is the rubber dragon headpiece in plain red on the front here. It is kind of small judging by the pictures, but once again I shouldn't be comparing it to modern stuff. The minifigures include Scales, making him the only general to appear in a set twice, as well as Slithra, Garmadon, Wu, Kendo Zane and Kendo J. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now for the third best Ninjago set from Season 1 we have the Fangpire Wrecking Ball. In part 1 of this video, I asked you to try and correctly guess my favourite vehicle from this season, and the first person to correctly guess was Hunter YT Plays 9757. So congrats Hunter, and thank you to everyone else who commented. Pause right now to see your comment on screen. Yes, the Fangpire Wrecking Ball is, I dare say, one of the best Ninjago vehicles of all time. It is so insanely unique and unorthodox, and it just looks so incredible. A construction vehicle is the last thing I would have imagined a snake would pilot, but they do here and it's freaking awesome. The minifigs are Young Lloyd again, Fangdom again, and Kendo Cole. Once again, why does he have no spinner here? Anyway, this set shines like a beacon of pure radicalness even 12 years since its release, and it really proves what the LEGO design team can achieve when thinking outside of the box. In second place is another one of Ninjago's more interesting vehicles, the original Ultrasonic Raider. This was the first ever set to include all the boys together, the gang fully united, as well as my favourite character Pythor, who unfortunately lacks the Serpentine staff but has a Fang Blade instead, and Spitter is also just chilling in here. It is hard to describe with English what this thing is. They occasionally refer to it as a tank in the show, but it's more like a tank cross motorbike cross jet combo thing, and it looks truly awesome. Ninjago has absolutely mastered the art of making sets that appeal to their target demographic, 8 to 13 year olds, and I can see why it still remains so popular to this day. And number 1 should be no surprise. It's on the thumbnail, unless future me changes it, but this spot goes to the Epic Dragon Battle, a set I wanted for 12 years and only acquired fairly recently for my birthday. Speaking from a first person perspective for the first time about this set, it looks truly great in person. I love the head so much more than the Legacy variant, and the back half looks pretty good as well. I also love the little jail cell side build and the super cool Great Devourer side build that was omitted from the Legacy set. The figure selection is truly one of Ninjago's best, with Wu, Lloyd ZX, JZX, Garmadon, Scalador, Acidicus, and of course the ever beloved Chokun. In fact, I just found out the other day that there is a whole subreddit dedicated to this minor Ninjago character who only says roughly 40 words in the whole show, and over half of those words are singing. Anyway, this is a phenomenal set. And that wraps it up for today. Don't forget to caption this photo of Chokun in the comments if you want a shot at being in the next part of the series, and leave a like or a share if you want to see that video sooner rather than later. I thank you all for watching. That's been all for today folks, have a great day and see you next week.